What's goody? What's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy Who's Mans. You already know what time it is. About to get into the next section of this whole shebang, man. About to do the Bills, man. Y'all see what's up next, man. The Bills, and y'all gonna see what's coming up after that. But we got the Bills, man. So we gonna go over this roster. We gonna see where they really good at and where they bad at, and then go from there. Obviously, Josh Allen is arguably a top 10, well, not even arguably, he's a top 10 quarterback. He could be top 5, but yeah. Then we're going to see the running back situation is actually kind of nice. They have a good mix of smash and dash. I probably won't be using Singletary too much. It's going to be mainly Zach Moss and then Breida. And then looking at the wide receivers, Stephon Diggs. I mean, you don't really got to say much about Stephon Diggs. You got Emmanuel Sanders, who's a pretty good number 2. He's not the fastest anymore, but I mean, just looking at, he has solid juke. He has a solid, spin move. But he has 90 catching, which is great. Their top 3 have really good catching. I mean, I'd say a slightly above average route runner. I mean, you could even put Emmanuel Sanders in a slot low key, and he'd be nice. Good catch in traffic. And then the spec catch, once again, is great. So, I mean, you look at that, these top 3 are all really good receivers. And then Cole Beasley being a really good slot as well. That comes in handy. I mean, that's going to come in handy. And then you also got Gabriel Davis. You can't sleep on Gabriel Davis or Isaiah McKinney. I mean, he's quicker, a little bit more shifty. Whereas, if you need some more height, you get closer to the red zone, you can throw him in you can throw him in there and put him in there instead of Cole Beasley if you need some height. Because Stephon Diggs is only 6 foot, and then Emmanuel's 5'11", and obviously Cole Beasley's 5'8". So, I mean, you can do all that. Now, the rest of the team, they're pretty decent. They have a decent O-line, as y'all see that. The center, pretty good. The tackles are decent. Their defense, I still think is going to be a top 5 defense in real life as well. Jerry Hughes, outstanding. I have a feeling that AJ Epinesa is going, his ratings are going to go up. But, they have Mario Addison, who's good enough. But I feel like AJ Epinesa's ratings are going to go up even more. He looked pretty decent in preseason. Ed Oliver, an above average DT. And they also have a few other DTs, so you can change him out. AJ Klein. I mean, he's not the best, but could be worse. And then you got Tremaine Edmonds, 6'5", 250, 87 speed. Amazing. I'm personally not going to use him. I'll try to use her. Actually, I forgot. They run a 4.3. So I'll probably be using AJ Klein more than anything, but I'll definitely be using Tremaine Edmonds. Like I said, man, I'm a little bit more realistic with how I use some of these players, but 6'5", 250 with 87 speed, I mean, you can't really beat that. And I'm about to look at this change of direction too. 80 change of direction is pretty respectable, I feel like, for how big he is. The corner situation, hey, they got Trey Day, Taron Johnson, and then they also got Levi Wallace. 3 pretty decent corners. They're not slow, but they're not fast, so they shouldn't have too much of an issue. Trey Day gonna be really good. With that change of direction being really high as well is nice. Now, looking at this catching, they all have pretty good catching too. I want to check the difference between their man coverage and their zone. So this looks like I'm gonna be playing more man than zone with this defense. Although, if it'd be nice if it was flipped because of how I like to run my defense. So I'll be running more as man, and then I'll mix in the zone. Whereas last time with the Bengals, I mean, they're not that great, so it really didn't matter. But to really get the most out of Trey Day and Taron Johnson, I'll be running man more. Obviously, I mean, Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer, I'll be doing a lot of too high safety looks because that plays into their strengths. They're really good safeties. They're coverage safeties. Both of them. Poyer's not a really in the box kind of, he's not really in the box kind of guy. And I'm gonna look at some of his stuff too, but 79 he can't really jump. But that's fine. I mean, 6 foot 191. It is what it is. So his tackling isn't that high, especially for a strong safety. Not that good. He doesn't hit hard, but y'all will see here. Play recognition is high. His man coverage and his zone are both really high. And then y'all see Micah Hyde once again. That zone, 91 zone with 81 man. I mean, it's nice. It's definitely nice. But yeah, man, that's the little roster. I'll show y'all how I have the third. So I put Matt Breida in at third down running back, and then I'm gonna primarily use Zach Moss as the power back. He's just stronger, and then I'll flip flop Singletary and Moss, and when I'm under center, and then obviously when I'm shotgun, I'll be using Matt Breida more to use his speed more. I mean, there's gonna be times when I'm under center and I use them, but I'm gonna utilize all three. But yeah, man, they're gonna be good, man. This playbook has a lot of good under center formations. I'm not gonna show y'all a lot of it because a lot of it was in the Bengals. So if you want to go back and watch the Bengals under center stuff, you can go back and watch that. Y trips, they have a lot of dope under center stuff. So they have I-form slot, which is pretty dope, and then they also have this wing where if you really like to tote the rock, you can do that. You see the strong, the weak. Pistol has a couple pretty dope plays. This RPO read flat wheel, I'll just show you that real quick. This is a dope play you can throw in there a couple of times. Let me flip sides. You want to run it to where your where the jet sweep side is running that way. You can throw this, and usually you'll have 2 extra blockers over there. And then not to mention, depending on how they play Beasley, you can quickly throw that to Beasley. And sometimes you get lucky enough to where that corner over there gets blocked. And then also, if they key in on running like that, you can run with Josh Allen like that. So there's a couple of quick things you can do off that play. So not to mention, they also have pistol trips. It's not the best, but and then open close has a similar play, the RPO read flat wheel, which is dope. And they also have the Z spot. Z spot's a dope play. It's dope in literally every formation, I feel like. So with gun, they have a lot of good gun formation or gun plays and formations. This normal Y off, Bill stick, probably one of my favorite plays to run out of there. You have this little mini scheme you can throw in there. I wouldn't run these plays a lot, but jet touch pass can go into the fake jet pass power. You can use the seam. Y'all know what it is. The DBL dig, I explained this one in the Bengals playbook as well. I'll just run it real quick so y'all can see it. But I would put digs put them on a smoke screen. It just gives you more space. And then if you notice that they sink back, just hurry up and throw it. That's a quick 5 yards. And if you got good stick, you can get it in there for more. And I'll run it one more time because if he sinks back, you can fit it in there. But of course, I just make the dumb read and just throw it anyway. But if they shade underneath because you hit them with that enough, then Beasley gets over top pretty nice in that. So you have that DBL dig. And then this red zone scissors, I'm gonna show you that in the gameplay. This play is dope. I run it just stock because, I mean, the running back route is real dope, especially if you're running with like the Panthers or the Saints, or I'm trying to think of another team that has a good receiving running back. But you know, even in mud, use Reggie Bush. It's dope. Normal Y off. This isn't as good in this playbook, but you know, I probably won't be running this too much. The stack Y off on this is actually kind of pretty dope, specifically for this bench HB angle. It puts the user in a pickle. If you don't have a guy with slot apprentice who can, or Tom Brady, or who has the hot route master or something like that, you can keep it stock like this because Beasley still gets in a nice part of that field. But if you can, I would just put him on can't even talk. Y'all get what I mean, a corner. But if you can't, you can still run it stock like this. And I don't know how Josh Allen made that throw, but you see the potential with this play. If they blitz, you, just hurry up and make that little read there. And then also, if they're a D-line user, you can hit this Texas route underneath real quick. With that out route, it just freezes linebackers enough. So that's it for that play. And then the rest of these, like I said, I'll show you in game and explain, you know, yada, yada, yada. But flood drive is pretty dope. And then they also have a red zone scissors in that. And then that PA go slot cross is pretty dope, especially if you've been running inside zone out of this. This Y off X close, not my favorite formation, but you can run it, especially if you've used this formation a lot last year. You have Y off trips, which the PA slide is a really good play there. Slot buck 2, another dope play. This is one that's going to take time to perfect, but you have that little hitch underneath. I threw it a little too early, but you have the hitch underneath that you can run. Not to mention, if they're running man and they're blitzing heavy, hit the running back in the flat. And then what you can do as well, and I don't know why I threw it right there, but that in route, if you have time, or you can wait just a little longer, I'll roll out and then hit this in route. It's a nice kind of late read. Depending on who you have in the slot, if you have somebody fast and they do something like this, you obviously see you have a one play touchdown kind of potential. Like if you have Henry Ruggs in the slot or Waddle in the slot or something like that, you have one play touchdown potential with that one. So we're gonna move on. I'll try to keep this quick. Like I said, bucks, buck 2 or slot buck 2 is pretty dope. You have strong flood. Strong flood's always a good one. And then Z under is pretty dope as well. I'll run this real quick just to show y'all. This in route by Sanders is dope. Now you can flip it like that. It doesn't really matter too much because the outside guys stay where they are, but it's dope because if you throw it on the break with that corner route, especially if they're running zone, that corner route or that corner on the corner route gets confused, and especially if and you see there he hesitates for a quick second, you can throw it in there, and if you feel more safe doing it this way, you can just low pass that. Now if they're playing man and you have the potential for the corner route as well, but Josh Allen don't want to throw it, so that's fine. So that's it for that play. I'll show y'all there. Those are really the couple of plays I like running. You can do the read option as well. They have a pretty dope running play. Then we're gonna go trips tight end. There's so many different things online with trips tight end, but you see here they have pretty much most of the good plays and trips tied in, that PA counter goes pretty dope. The HB counter is dope. I've been seeing people run that. They have bunch. It doesn't have all the best plays in bunch, but they have really good Z spot corner strikers. You see the bunch trail, the deep corner. Some really dope stuff you can do with Z spot. I'll run it real quick. I'll try to run at least one play in each formation. And usually I like to run this where the bunch side is on the strong side of the field, or the open side. So you can just streak Sanders one way, and if they sink back with Sanders, hit your underneath. Another thing that happens is you do that enough, if they shade underneath, then Beasley gets open, and he still actually kind of gets open anyway, because the clear out route is taking that cornerback, especially on cover 3. So we're gonna move on. And I'm just kind of trying to hurry up and get through this too. They also have mesh spot. Mesh spot is a dope one. Tight, once again, dope formation. A lot of people know about tight, so I'll be using tight a lot. And then you also have spread, which is dope because it's a 4 receiver set. So there's no tight end on the field. It's just a running back and 4 receivers, as you see here. So I mean, there's so much potential with that. It's a dope formation. They just don't have too many dope plays. And then you also have this trips HB weak, which, I mean, anything trips in this game is dope because they don't understand how to block it. You also have Trey Y flex. Like I said, anything like that is dope. So that's all the plays you have in this playbook. And then next, I'll just bring 2 gameplays on 2 different days, and then y'all see the playbook like that. And I'll just do it like that from now on. But anyway, thank y'all for watching the video. If y'all enjoy these, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and hit the notifications. That way y'all can never miss any uploads. And I'll see y'all next time, man. WhosmanzYt.